Greetings, members, one and all of the Salivation Nation. I'm about to share with you a story that offers a lot of lessons with regards to not only the free market, but common sense and bias. This comes to us from Newsweek magazine, newsweek.com, and it was shared with me by Silver Honda, who drives a blue Honda. This is about a viewer of Fox News who got scammed into spending her retirement savings on overpriced silver coins. So let's explore and find out exactly what this is about. It's very fascinating to see. I think, there's a lot of red flags here and a lot of lessons that can be learned from this, especially with something that I've discussed on my channel and others as well too, because it's all about being educated, but also about scrupulous businesses that take advantage of people who aren't necessarily in the know or do the research. Seniors who clicked ads on Fox News website are allegedly being fleeced of thousands of dollars, which they traded for silver coins worth a quarter of what they paid. The report from courts focuses on the experience of a senior named Cheryl who clicked on some banner ads on the Fox News website to be routed to a company called Chase Metals, which appeared to be associated with the network according to the banner ads. Within 24 hours, Cheryl was called by a representative saying they were from Chase Metals, calling numerous times and trying to bond with her by discussing the Fox News program she enjoys. The representative slid into her daily life before delivering a hard sell punch, which Cheryl said was extremely high pressure. Now, to me, this is telling us, Fox News being mentioned in this, coming from Newsweek, kind of exposes sort of the political bias and also the assumption that all seniors are that watch conservative news programming or what have you are easily fooled. That's kind of what I'm taking from the story. But nonetheless, this could have happened to anybody on any website and for pretty much most any product, really. But the thing is, as Cheryl said, it was extremely high pressure. Well, that should be her first sign not to give in on such a pitch like that. You should never be pushed into something for anything under those kind of conditions. If somebody makes an ultimatum and says, well, you better act now because this or that or what have you, more than likely there's something behind it more nefarious than what the actual scare tactic they're using to sell the goods. And to me, that is unethical to sell in that regard. Not necessarily illegal. I'm not talking about illegality here in this particular case. Among other things, the salesman informed her that President Trump's policies would devalue the current worth of the dollar and she'd lose money if a recession hit. Well, that's interesting. Mentioning a non-existence law that would allow the government to strip Americans of their savings. Notice, of course, that, this mentioning that President Trump's policies, well, you pretty much have list anybody that is in Congress or in the government, save for a few, all of their policies devalue the current worth of the dollar, and especially the Federal Reserve. By design, it devalues the dollar by about 2% each year. The Chase Metals representative solution: transfer $83,000 from her 501k and buy coins from Chase Metals to be held in a special IRA that would allow a broader range of material investments. She bought an additional $63,000 in physical. Speaking of scamming, you hear that? Oh, it just hung up. I'm ignoring that call. She bought an additional $63,000, so that's above the $83,000 in physical coins, which were later delivered to her home. But when Cheryl checked in on the IRA, it turned out that her holdings were worth less than the third of the $83,000 she'd spent. Now, I don't really know what the timing of all this was. Did she go check it a week afterwards and lose that much? Or was it 2 years afterwards? Did this happen back in 2011? I don't know. The value of the metal in the coins she'd purchased was less than the price she'd paid for them. And of course, that does happen. That's part of the nature. Premiums, you should never expect to regain premiums unless you know exactly where to sell them for particular silver collectible coins. But regardless, if things go bad, really bad, you may not get the premiums. You might not even get full spot price, depending on where you sell them. While she eventually regained that $83,000, which is actually a miracle, it's pretty amazing that she got that back. She ultimately still lost $25,000, money she had to make up for by selling back the coins she bought to Chase Metals at a reduced price. Because of the lost money, Cheryl and the 2 grandchildren she's raising are currently living off Cheryl's Social Security checks. And there's kind of a picture of the coins there. Cheryl filed a complaint with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau through a Freedom of Information Act request. It turns out that Chase Metals has already been under investigation by several state regulators who accuse the company of fraud or illegally offering investment advice without being registered in their states to do so. Multiple seniors have lost money investing with Chase, buying metals that had been marked up in value up to 200%. Yeah, very scary. Kentucky, Alabama, and Georgia all have cases pending against the company as of press time, and the state of Texas declaring that Chase Metals had violated state law. A Facebook spokesman said to courts that the deceptive ads had no place on the website. But this was on Fox News websites. Maybe they're just saying that they want to make it clear that they're not going to be on their website. Over the past year, we have removed pages and their associated ad accounts, but the people behind these ads continue to intentionally break our rules, he said. At Chase Metals, the sister company of Metals.com, a representative strongly denied all of courts' accusations, telling them it takes an honest approach with its customers. I've never heard of Chase Metals before. A Fox News spokesperson told courts that Fox News has never had a relationship with Metals.com or any of its associated aliases. We plan to further explore our legal options regarding this matter. So that is interesting. So that is the update as of November the 19th. And my guess is this is relatively recent that this had occurred. But there's a couple things here. Lessons from this. Number one, the lessons about buying precious metals. Never buy from any of these companies like Goldline, Lear Capital, what I call Lear Capital, who have lied about, many times, including to me. Those companies are definitely high pressure, kind of not necessarily illegal, but I think borderline unethical. How they, in fact, Lear Capital, bald-faced lied to me about promises they were about that they would send a gram of silver for information. Well, after multiple calls, they never sent it, and they actually stopped taking my calls, and so there's that kind of thing. But never buy from advertisements on television. Never buy from advertisements in magazines. Save for very rare exceptions, and usually those are exceptions where you take advantage of a good deal, either at spot or what have you, like a one-time purchase. But even with those, you got to be very, very careful with those, taking that kind of risk, like I did with Nationwide Metals. But for the most part, you want to avoid buying from advertisements on. Now, this was an advertisement on Fox News website, but generally, the little more legitimate bullion dealers won't even advertise there. They're kind of known for the reputation that they built up, and they advertise in different areas in different ways through other things, like through Google Ads or what have you. But nonetheless, typically, do your research. That is really what it boils down to, because what happens is these companies, they're spending the money on advertising, trying to lure you in And they may even try to get you with a really good deal at first, but then high pressure sell you something on the back end of that. And that's where you have to be kind of careful and not fall into that trap with the high pressure sales. The best thing to do is to do your due diligence, your own research. That's part of what is this. Hopefully you've come across this video in part of that research. You know, how not to buy precious metals. You have to understand what spot price is. You have to understand what premiums are. Collector coins will have a premium tied to them. But more than likely, you can do some research and find out if it's a reasonable premium or not. And what kind of resale value you will find in coins like that. Modern or classic, whatever, what have you. Don't overpay for a product, especially if you're buying it as an investment, which is the case that Cheryl was doing here. So some things to think about whenever you make a purchase of such a high, expensive, product such as gold, silver, precious metal scheme. This is the actual story. Used fear and Facebook to trick older conservatives out of their savings, and this is the actual source story on it. And it's just sad to see things like this happen out there because it gives precious metals a bad name, for sure. But hopefully that it will be worked out in the end, and this company will get justice for any kind of illegality that they may have been involved in, especially operating as investment advisors where they're not licensed to do so in the particular states and what have you. But even if you are an investment advisor, as a side note, do your own homework. Always check up on things. No matter what anybody tells you, that includes your financial advisors, do your own homework on things, do your own research. There's something to be said for that. Don't buy anything and don't do anything under pressure from anyone for any reason. Even for things like those of us in this community, we do preach precious metals as a saving, as a hedge against economic instability. But you should never buy them out of impulsivity. You should buy them because you understand what's going on, and only buy them with extra money that you have, money that is discretionary income. Because with every ounce you do buy with that money, well, I think you're further protecting yourself, but you're also not breaking the bank. You're not breaking the bank for money that you need for other things, such as housing, food, and obviously, or retirement, and because there is a chance, and that's why I like to have a modern approach to where things are going with the economy in my analysis, because more than likely we're not going to see a global or a financial collapse of the whole system. But if we do, by some chance we do, and people have accumulated gold and silver as they can't afford to do so with their discretionary income, well, they're in a lot better place, that's for sure. No question about that. But if we don't, and these metals go down in price, and people spend a lot of money on precious metals, they're going to feel burnt, and they're going to feel jaded, and it's going to turn them away from precious metals. And we're about evangelizing about how precious metals can protect us in these times. And I think the best way to do that is to not oversell something that doesn't need to be oversold. Gold and silver sell themselves. Now, this company is in the business of making money, and there's nothing wrong with that either. All bullion dealers are in the business of making money. And but that doesn't mean that they need to do it unethically, and especially doesn't mean they need to do it illegally, as is what has been kind of charged in some of these articles. We'll see how it plays out. The other thing is just to understand that not all seniors are stupid, and not all people are stupid, and I think that's another lesson we can learn from this as well. People are a lot smarter than some think out there. And so we shouldn't insult people's intelligence either as we do that. But sometimes it's good to be reminded gently of some of the basics, and that's kind of common sense rules the day, and sometimes we can be clouded by common sense. So here's a scammer. Let's see what they have to say if they'll answer the call. Hello. As we close this video.
This is a courtesy call for AT&T and DirecTV customers.
All right.
We have a promotion running in which we are helping our customers dropping down their monthly bills. So, if you are not happy with bills and want to lower your bills, press 1. If you want to be taken off the...
All right, I am unhappy with my bills.
Thanks for holding on. This is Daniel with AT&T DirecTV. How are you doing?
Hello, Daniel. I am unhappy with my bills. Can you help me lower my bills?
How much was your last month bill?
My last bill was like $200 and some. It's crazy high, you know what I mean?
Can you have your zip code? Let me check which promotion is running on your area.
Oh yeah, the zip code is 7- Runde Kabache. You know what I mean? Bakchikricha, Chuchia, and Benachode. That's where that is.
Just hold a second.
Yeah.
Can you repeat back for me in the zip code?
Zip.
Can you repeat back me in the zip code?
Martichode, Benachode, Chuchia. That's right. That's what it is. Scamming. You know what a scammer is? I don't like scammers. We're just,
motherfucker.
yeah, listen to me. Listen to me, you son of a goat. You son of a goat herder. You martichode. You chuchia. Yeah, say another word. Say another word. You can do it, scammer. Stop scam. Stop scamming. The police are coming to arrest you, you scammer. They're coming to arrest you. All right, very good. All right, so there you go, people. There it is. A little stream of consciousness video here. Isn't this mesmerizing right here? You're looking at that, all these coins falling. It's just crazy. All right, man, this is nuts. I'm clicking over here. I'm watching. You're probably under a trance right now watching these coins fall as I talk to that scammer. All right, guys, I'm out of here. This has been a stream of consciousness video. Thanks to Silver Honda, who drives a blue Honda. And we'll talk to you later.